Whether you have ADHD like me or not, I know there are a lot of us out there with dreams of being an entrepreneur or just leaving the 9 to 5 and standing on your own 2 feet. And sometimes you may feel a little bit delusional for thinking that, especially when you've tried so many times and you've failed over and over again. And recently those thoughts have been going through my mind, but I just constantly have to remind myself of a couple of things that I've learned over the years. And I just want to share them with you because I think they're really useful to know. In the past, when I've had my other ideas and I've tried to work on them, and then when I hit a stumbling block, I've just kind of let things go. And I've not actually sat down to reflect, why did I not carry this forward? Why did I not continue with this thing? And a lot of the time, it was just self-sabotage and negative self-talk, imposter syndrome just kicking in, and just you telling yourself you're not worthy of the potential successes that might come out of this. You're not the type of person that should be doing this. This belongs to a separate elite group of people. How dare you try and dream, basically? Look at everyone else. Everyone else is doing the regular 9 to 5. They're doing what the norm is, basically. Like, who am I to step out of that and think that I can make something of myself? But then you look at these people who've made things and who have built their successful businesses and things, and that's where they started. Like, if no one's going to deviate from the norm, then who is going to do that? Why not you, right? Why not me? And I think a lot of the time, this doesn't just apply to people with ADHD, but a lot of the time, when us ordinary folk chase dreams that we have or ideas that we have and we want to bring them to fruition and we want to make them a reality, we do question ourselves quite a lot, especially if you don't have people around you that have been there and done that, right? So you don't have any sort of someone to look up to or somebody to ask for advice, like a mentor kind of person. And you really have to put yourself out there. If you're in a position where you feel like you need to get a kick up the backside because you've been trying for so long to try and basically build something of your own and you're constantly failing, I think that one of the best things for you to do is to find a public platform, just like how I've done, and really put yourself out there. So I've started being serious about YouTube for only less than a month, mind you. And I've already been invited to a podcast with another creator. And she reached out to me when I had just had around 30 subscribers. And I was so grateful to be recognized. I just finished having like a podcast kind of brainstorming session, like an introductory session with her. And, hopefully this should happen in the next couple of weeks. But that's a way for me to grow and for me to meet other creators and somebody who just like me as well. And finding people who are in the same space of mind as you, and have the same sort of delusions as you, makes you feel like you're not actually deluded, right? Because maybe you're just in the wrong circles. I think one of the main things that you just need to think about as somebody with ADHD or somebody who's tried to start a thing of their own multiple times and you haven't managed to see that success, whatever you deem success to be, is this concept of the execution gap. And I first heard of it on Ali Abdaal's channel. And I think it's a concept that is talked about in the book, The 12-Week Year, which I ordered, and I think it came yesterday, so I can't wait to dig into it. But the execution gap is basically, it's a concept that says that the problem isn't in the knowledge. The problem is in the getting stuff done and implementing it. So if you think about people that want to lose weight, it's not that they don't know that what you need to do to lose weight is to have a calorie deficit. And to have a calorie deficit, what do you need to do? You need to make sure that you burn more calories than you take in. It's the fact that they don't actually do what they know they should do. And I think you just need to find ways to work around that. Anytime you have kind of halted or progress has halted on a particular project that you're doing, I think it's really useful to sit down and just think, listen, why is that project on pause at the moment? Is it self-sabotage? Something that psychologically is just not making me do the things I need to do? Is it because I'm being inefficient? Is it because I don't have the tools? Sometimes it's also the people around you and the lack of support in your network, your family and who you live with, your partner. I'm not talking about the type of support that's like, babe, you can do this. I know you got this, yeah, it does help, like emotionally. But I'm talking about when you have to get things moving, is this person going to help you with picking up the kids from school? Is this person going to help you with doing the laundry? Does this person help you vacuum? Does this person help you with the grocery shopping or cooking dinner? If you can be relieved with some of those responsibilities, then you have time to work on the things that are important to you. I'm not saying that you should stop doing those things completely, but you do need the support. Like, I was with a partner that did none of those. I'm saying, like, if you have someone like that in your life, maybe that's what you need to look into. Maybe that's what is like holding you back. And then another thing that could be holding you back as well is just your life, basically. Is it chaotic? Mine is chaotic at the moment. I understand why it's chaotic. I'm trying to keep on top of it. But what you need to understand is it doesn't need to be perfect. We're not looking for perfection every day. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm just trying to keep on top of it so it doesn't get too much and too overwhelming. And the other thing is, whatever project you're working on, try to be realistic in terms of your goals. Before, I used to set goals of like, okay, I need to get this completed by this time. But no, my goals these days are more around consistency of working towards that thing. So with my YouTube channel, I make sure, especially since I'm not working now, I make sure that I am working on my channel every single day. And with me having ADHD, I noticed that I cannot set myself time blocks. Those are pretty hard for me. So I can't say, okay, I've got 2 hours between 8 and 10 this morning to do scripting. I don't work like that. Like, I work on my mood. That's how my ADHD manifests itself. I have certain times where I feel really energetic and I really feel like doing this one particular thing, or I have this one idea where I just really want to get it done right now. And I listen to my brain and I do that. As long as I know that I'm working on something every single day. And I also allow myself to take breaks. So if there's a particular day where I feel like doing nothing, I will do nothing. Now, don't beat myself up about it. I used to before, but I don't anymore, because I know that every other day I have been doing quite a lot. So I'll tell you about a problem that I had recently. So one of my projects that I have, I hit a stumbling block a couple of weeks ago, and I knew exactly how to solve that problem. And it involved basically asking for help. However, I don't know, for some reason in my mind, my brain, or something in me was stopping me from reaching out to this person that I know or to find other people. And I really can't put my finger on why. I think one of the reasons is I felt like I was deluded. Like, when I'm doing something on my own, obviously no one can see, right, my crazy ideas. But I was thinking, like, reaching out to someone, and especially someone I know, what are they going to think of me for dedicating so much of my time and effort on this thing? And the other thing was as well, I was worried about the cost. And then what happened was this person reached out to me, just messaged me out of the blue the day before yesterday. And since he did that, I was like, you know what? Let me just try and like arrange a call with him and just let him know my concerns and everything and see if he can actually help me out. Because what's the worst that could happen? Worst that could happen is he'd probably say, oh, sorry, I can't help you there. But then, so what? I'll just try and see if someone else can help me, right? Anyway, the very next day in the morning, I had a call with him and he was like, wow, this is an amazing idea. And then he went to work on it straight away. And by the evening of that day, which was last night, he messaged me and said that he's cracked it and he's figured out a solution. So can you imagine? I've been sitting on this for 2 weeks and I probably would have given up, but thank God he messaged me, right? Because I did reach out to someone else and I told them the problem. And I think it was maybe a little bit too daunting or too difficult for them, or maybe they were busy. They didn't get back to me. And when they didn't get back to me, I should have just reached out to this person that I know could probably do it, but I don't know why I didn't. And maybe the fact that that other person didn't get back to me made me feel like, oh, maybe it is crazy. Like, maybe it is a bit delusional. But that's not the case. So you just need to have more confidence in yourself, I think. Nothing is delusional, right? As long as you're not going around hurting people. If you want to live in cloud nine for most of your time, you can live in cloud nine, as long as, you know, you're paying your bills and you're doing all the things that you need to do to survive and to practically live your life. You can always say that you tried your best, and that is the thing that you need to understand. And all these entrepreneurs that we're here about now, the thing that we know them to be successful for, that is not the first thing that they've done. That is not their first venture most of the time. So you need to keep that in mind, and you need to be brave, and you need to forget about embarrassment. And you need to also realize that there's something called the spotlight effect, where you feel like people are looking at you, they're talking about you behind your back, they're judging you. Forget about that. Even if they are, so what? You're probably doing the thing that they want to be doing, and you're living your life to the fullest. If you want to see another cleaning motivation video just like this, then click here.